Hi kids, it's Miss Lisa, your art teacher. I hope you watched the video that I sent you about Dale Chihuly. He's the artist we're going to be working with this week. He's a glass artist, meaning he makes all of his sculptures out of glass. Today we're going to make his version of Persians. That was a series of flowers that he made. If you remember from the video, the Persian flowers were the ones that were identified by their fluted edges, meaning their curved edges and the lines that are decorated within the flowers. We're going to make our own version of those today, but we're going to need a few items. We're going to need some coffee filters. We'll need some markers. We'll need a spray bottle with water. We're going to need a little combination of Elmer's glue and water. We're going to water down the Elmer's glue. And you'll need a paintbrush and a cup, of course, to put the glue mixture in. And the last thing that we're going to need, well, the two last things, will be a paper plate and a bowl. I've used this several times. I like to reuse my stuff. I don't like to waste. It's always important to recycle, reuse. So let's get started. The first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to talk a little bit about his Persians, the series of flowers that Dale Chihuly made. We're going to take one coffee filter to start. The thing that's different from his Persian flowers and his other flowers are that they have the curvy edges and they have the stripes. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to choose our color for our Persian. I'd like to start with warm colors. And if you were thinking, what are warm colors? I want you to think about the sun. The sun makes us feel really warm. What are some of the colors that we could find in the sun? Can you guess? We could find red in the sun. We could find yellow in the sun. And we most definitely could find orange in the sun. So we're going to start with these three colors, which are warm colors. And we're going to start with red. And I'd like to make a line starting from the center of my coffee filter to the end. Oh, there's one more thing I think you should do too. Before you start, get something to cover the table because we don't want to make too much of a mess on Mom or Dad's table. Okay? So I made a line going straight down. I'm going to make another line a little bit away from there. And I'm going to continue all the way around my coffee filter. Keep making straight lines right down the coffee filter. I made straight lines all the way around my coffee filter. I'm going to switch my color now. I think I'm going to use the orange one. I'm going to put the orange line in between all my red lines. Like that. And I'm going to continue all the way around the coffee filter. Here we go. And you see that? It's red, orange, red, orange, red, orange, red, orange. Do you know I made a pattern? Do you know what a pattern is? A pattern is something that repeats. My colors are repeating. Red, orange, red, orange, red, orange. All the way around the coffee filter. Now I'm going to add a little yellow. I'm going to kind of like make zigzag lines this time. And my zigzag lines are going to go right over my straight lines. Here we go. Can you see my zigzag lines? Going all around the coffee filter. It's a line, it's just that it has zigzags, it curves. Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Now I want you to take your coffee filter and I want you to get your spritzer. And I want you to just spray a little bit on your coffee filter. Turn it over and spritz a little bit more. Not too much. We don't want it to be soaking wet. And we just want to see all the colors mixed together as the water hits it. Can you see the colors starting to blend? They're a little bleeding out. It's no longer a very sharp straight line. It's now a little bit of a blurry line, which is really very pretty. The next thing we need to do is we want to just place that right on top of the bowl that's on top of the plate. Now I have the bowl on top of the plate because sometimes the marker might drip down, and I want it to drip onto the plate, not onto our table. I think this could move a little bit more, so I'm going to spritz a little bit more. Make my coffee filter a little wetter so that the colors blend a little bit more. Can you see how it's starting to blend more? Now I like the shape that it's taken on right now, and I wish it would stay that way. And you know what? It can. If we use our mixture of glue and water, we can make it stay like that. We're not going to paint it on. We're just going to like sprinkle it with some of this glue and water mixture. So watch what I do. I'm going to hit all the spots where there's a little fold in the coffee filter, and the bottom as well, because we want that to stay stiff. When this dries, it'll dry in this position. Well, look how pretty the colors are blending over here. I think that's enough for now. Can you see how pretty the top looks? All the colors was called bleeding together. We're gonna let that dry. It'll take about a day. I've made one already, and this is how it came out. This is called a Persian flower, just like Dale Chihuly's. You could identify it by the curved edges and the stripes that were inside. We made stripes. I mounted it to a piece of plastic so you could appreciate it. If I wanted to hang this in the window, it would look like stained glass or like a floating flower. I made another one before. I haven't mounted it yet. This one I used primary colors. Do you remember what the primary colors were? Red, blue, and yellow. Very good. And do you know what happened when I spritzed the water on here? The colors bled together. And I see more colors than just my red, blue, and yellow now. Can you see them too? I see green, I see orange, and I see purple. Do you know why? Because the primary colors mixed together to create the secondary colors. Primary, red, blue, yellow. Secondary, purple, orange, and green. This one was a lot of fun. I want you to have a lot of fun when you make your Persians. And if you can find a piece of plastic like I did, you can mount your flowers on the plastic and hang them in the window for everybody to see. I'm going to hang mine up as soon as this one dries. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue here. Stick this on and hold it up. How beautiful is that? It almost looks like Dale Chihuly's glass flowers, his Persians. Well, that's it for our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed learning about Dale Chihuly. I hope one day you can go to a museum and see his glass blowings in person. They're really beautiful. We just missed an exhibition in New York, but hopefully you'll come around again and we'll get to go. So until our next lesson, be good, keep art into your life, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.